Casualty actress Melanie Hill relocated to Cardiff last year to be closer to the show's studios, after previously moving from London to Manchester for her role in Coronation Street. Rather than finding the move stressful, she and her husband enjoy the opportunity to discover new parts of the country. "I've worked all over and I've learned that you can either get miserable about it and think, oh, this isn't where I live, or you can embrace it," she shares. With her children having left home, one residing in Australia and the other in Portsmouth, she and her husband now have the freedom to move as they please. "My kids have flown the nest, one's in Australia and one's in Portsmouth, so we've not really got any ties now, we're footloose and fancy-free. I'm not that keen on commuting, so it's a bit of a pattern, and me and my husband now really make the most of where I'm working." Melanie adds, "We go everywhere together. We were going to move to Glasgow when I did Waterloo Road, and we moved to Manchester when I was in Coronation Street. We try to find the best in wherever we end up, and actually we've decided we really love it in Cardiff, so we might stay permanently." My husband was a writer, but H is retired now. H is very good at pottering, so every time we move there's a new place to potter, reports the Mirror. Despite her husband's fondness for pottering, Melanie herself doesn't have much time for it, having taken on the role of Casualty's straight-talking clinical nurse manager Siobhan Mackenzie earlier this year. "As long as my brain keeps going, I'm quite happy to carry on working. I love it and I love the routine," she admits. "I get a bit lost at Christmas when you've got time off. I prefer to have structure." Melanie is content with her life, despite admitting to feeling nervous during auditions. Away from work, she finds solace in mindfulness and the healing power of nature. "I started around the time I left Corrie," she reveals. "I practice mindfulness, grounding, and I hug trees. I do it every day. It might sound a bit hippie, but I feel so much better when I'm outside in nature, and if I can't get out every day, I get depressed. Mindfulness is all about living in the moment." Melanie elaborates, "And when you actually do that and stop worrying about what's gone before and what's to come, then you take pleasure out of the little tasks that you do during the day, and then you enjoy your day. I've always been a worrier and I wish I'd known this when I was younger. But when you've got kids, you're making sure they're all right, so you haven't really got time to work on yourself much because you're thinking about them more."